Summer had inhaled and held its breath too long. Winter looked the same as if it had never gone. Through the open window where no curtain hung, I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. The one begins to read between the pages of a book. The shape of sleepy music suddenly evoked. And through the rain suddenly upon the windows, kisses on the run. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. You came to stay and live miles away, scattering love like leaves on the wind. You always said you wouldn't go away, but I knew what it always has been. It always has been. A transparent dream beneath an occasional sigh. Most of the time I just let it go by. Now I wish it hadn't begun. I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. Strolling the hills overlooking the shore, I realize I've been here before. The shadow in the mist could have been anyone. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you coming back to me. Thanks for coming back here. Philip, Emanuela, Lucia, Lamprecht, Bernard, Linda. Hey. Yeah, I'm a little bit late today, but it's sunny. Manuela. I went through a period where I was missing my emails, but I'm gonna write you back, Manuela. I realize it's been a couple weeks. I had a little split in email time, but I think I'm getting it all back together here with the help of some Earl Grey tea. It's a bit cold. This is from early in the morning when it was cold. Look how warm it is now, if you can see how warm it is. Can you see how warm it is? It's pretty warm. If you look straight into the sun, you'll probably see how warm it is. Ooh, that looks pretty warm. But it was cold in the mornings. Isn't that how it goes these days? Oh, scheisse. Okay, we're still here. I've got some... My phone's not sticking at the moment. It needs some... I forgot it was Wednesday. That was why I was late. I was looking at something else. I was making some other plan and thinking about, what day is it? Is it Monday or is it Tuesday? Oh man, the phone's slipping. I was thinking, is it Monday or Tuesday? That's where my thoughts were. My thoughts were not that it could possibly be Wednesday. That wasn't in the realm of possibilities. But sometimes things, I'm going to experiment and take the phone off the power and hope that we last some time. Okay. We've got some sun. We've got a guitar. We've got tea. We've got. My apologies. My apologies. Sorry. I'm back. But now that we're outside in the sunshine, what do we want to look at? We already saw the tea balcony. The tea balcony, unfortunately, has not been in use because we've gone back to cold snapping. Cold snapping in the mornings. It's very cold, and I regret having taken out my wood stove. This much I regret. We could take a look at an old instrument over here. This I started and never finished. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this one. It hasn't been stored properly. But what's funny was when I was making these I was thinking about making a bunch of egg-shaped instruments. How does that look? They'd be cool. It's maybe just as well that it's had some weathering. I was kind of thinking, I kind of didn't use the best top wood, and I could actually use real wood for that. It was one of those times I just had a quick idea. Anyway, I pulled that out to, I was thinking about using it for decoration. I'm thinking about some decoration. I'm gonna come in and see. I think it's finally a good time that I can show everyone a little bit of the laboratorium. Let's open this inner sanctum sliding door. Look at this. It's not perfect, but it's got some. It's getting there. It's getting closer to some kind of. What's this? We got some sands moving through. Anyways, little craft area over here. It's not perfect, but it's getting fun. It's getting fun to be in here. This is, of course, the corner. I've got some fun knobs to play around with. The guitar has its own little place next to the shelf of library. And anyways, buttons are fun to play around with sometimes. Got myself a chair. I can sit down, shrink it up. Something to do with the weather. I think the clear weather does actually help the transmission, because I've sometimes been in here and it's gray and cloudy, and suddenly nothing works anymore. Yes, Nilu, I've made some clothes. And in fact, I tried out, look at this sewing machine. I finally tried out this sewing machine. And we could play around with it sometime and make some clothes. I could have my craft day corner. But what I liked about this one, it's by this Genome. It's an American company, and they're reputed to be pretty good. And it's one of these mini ones. It sort of looks like a toy, but it's not quite a toy. It's almost a toy. It's got, see these different stitches, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That might be plenty enough stitches for me, I think. Um, except doesn't it have a, oh, interesting. It doesn't have anything to change. So they're mostly different sizes. So you get your choice of like, anyways, I should read the book. I did look at the book a little bit, but the thing I like about it is that it runs on DC 6 volt 1200 milliamps positive in the center. So this means that I don't even need AC power to run it. Anyways, I normally was thinking like sewing machines would be too much electricity, but this one takes hardly anything. So the only thing it doesn't do for people that sew is that usually the pedals, when you push down on it, it goes faster and slower and you can control. None of that. It just goes one speed and it's pretty slow. But I did some test, but it's nothing impressive. I've sewn stuff in the past. I sewed myself a really nice shirt once. I was copying a design I had. My mother has sewn a lot of things for me too. That's fun. She sewn me some performance costumes. Yeah, that was fun. I've got some of those. I'll bring them out sometime. But at the moment, I'm just it's a cleaner environment than I'm used to. So what I've had to do, the update is I've added some ceilings for the, or floor ceiling for the upstairs. And I've put up this fabric is also for, I've had to come up with a new heating system because I had a bit of a scare one night actually. I thought, ooh, it's cold. But I might have overdone it with hanging out in the stream. I was giving myself some cold therapy, you know, and but there was actually nowhere to come back and get warm. So I was in here and I was a bit, well, it was an interesting experience. Maybe it was some kind of a healing crisis. It only lasted one night and I was sweated out. But I decided then that I needed to find myself a safe, warm spot. And this is it. This was an idea too I had. It's got lots of work to do. I did a little bit of the wallpaper, you could call it. And of course I want to make curtain. There's sort of some curtains there. I want to make real curtains. Would be fun. But for the moment I just sort of put up fabric everywhere to keep the heat in. And here's what's making the heat. I've got a little so I thought I'd try something new here. This is kind of like a camping. It's really warm up here from the sun already, but we could test out just to show how it works, even though it doesn't need any warmth here. We go like, if I can do this one-handed, let's see. This might be dangerous. I don't think I can do this actually. Holding the phone and doing it at one time. So let's see. I need that little, anyway. Well, I guess we don't have to do it. The idea is you push the button, you push the thing, and it makes a fire. And it's a gas, and I can make tea at the same time. So that's the thing, is that you're cold in the morning. It's very cold everywhere, but you can be in bed, light this thing up, and have the tea water already starting, so that you can have your tea and drink it too. Oh, so I feel safe up here. That's fun. It's gonna be there's supposed to be another below freezing time, so I think this is a good in-between setup for, you know, I don't need to have a full-on wood stove, which heats the most, but this kind of, it quickly, you know, within I don't know how long it takes for it to cool down, but in the middle of the night it takes a little bit. It will cool down once it turns off, but it heats up this little space pretty quick because it's very small cubic area. But I can work in here. So I've got my portable desk here that moves around anywhere I want to do. I can remember my dreams. I was remembering my dreams last night. I had some fun dreams. Uh-oh, is the volume still down? How's the volume? I didn't see that. Volume. Hello, are we here? Are we here? Are we here? Everyone still hears me? Should I change something? Or are we okay? Uh, hmm. Uh, I'll just keep going, I think. Yeah. I think we're doing okay. Everything's looking up. Okay. That's good. Yeah, we can see the sun through the skylight. That's pretty nice. Unfortunately, this was a free skylight. A friend found it in the free pile, but unfortunately, I was the one who cracked it while I was working on stuff. Sometimes in the midst of the flurry of working, one doesn't pay a good enough attention to everything, and I don't know, something fell on it, so I got a little crack, but I'm gonna fix that better with clear tape at least, so that it's not that kind of thing. Otherwise, by now it's really hot, of course, so it's at that time of the season where it gets, we can still walk out onto the T balcony from here. We just have to open up the window, which we could do by now because it's nice and warm. But anyways, it's that in between where it's hot in the day and it's cold at night. We're a little bit in desert climate out here. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to push one's cold abilities, but I'm guessing it's gonna be like 2 weeks or more, and I'm still gonna be using the little camping heater. Yeah, I think like people have these for like little you can put them inside tents and stuff. The difference. One important thing, if anyone's thinking about these things, it's different than these. They've called these Mr. Buddy heaters, and there's sort of three. It's all runs on propane, but there's three kind of different kinds. Those kind, they create condensation, so they're not really so good. The important thing is that it goes out this thing. You need to exit, and then the air is coming just from the room. So that's the third level is if you've got an air intake from outside, and then anyways, this is kind of in the middle, but it's nice. It's nice to be warm. Man, it's sunny. So I was gonna read a dream. I had a dream. I'm trying to remember if what happened. Oh, I had some dream friends. Do you guys ever have friends in your dream? One of them was actually an old friend, but the others were all people I just knew in my dream, and they had red hair and freckles. They were short red-haired girls, and they were all sisters, and they looked similar. And you know how it goes. You kind of like have a dream, and you just remember the feeling somehow. So I guess I didn't really have much written down. I think I mumbled into my phone recorder to try to remember some things. We've got the butterflies hanging out here, fluttering by. So sorry, I was promising to tell you my dream that was somehow only interesting to me because I can't remember what it was, just the feeling. But the punchline of the dream, that's another interesting dream phenomenon, is the dream punchline. It's like when all this stuff happens, of course, in the dream. There's all these things, but there's that one thing that happens right before you wake up. And sometimes it's as though that's like what woke you up. There's some kind of little everything comes together um, in a moment of something funny or strange or scary. One time, I remember when I was really young, I had this dream. I was sleeping over at a friend's house, and I was, doing all the dream things, whatever was happening in the story. But I was walking in this area, and then I saw this shadow in the corner, and there was a figure over there, and then it jumped out of the corner at me. And right at that moment, I'd woken up, and his cat had jumped on my stomach from like some shelf up somewhere. It jumped right onto my stomach, right at the time when this shadow character in my dream had jumped down on me. So that was sort of just an example of a dream punchline, and sometimes it's more subtle and doesn't have anything to do with the waking reality. But this time it was this really clever poem that one of my dream friends had said. We were like in this. We were kind of. I had just arrived from out of town. I think I was playing a show or something, and so we had all. We were kind of. There was some kind of reception area because this was sort of like the organization. Some kind of organization that was putting on the show, and take off my socks here, and we were just, like when you first arrive somewhere and you settle in, we were kind of hanging out and talking in a sort of circle, although we were perched in different places. And then she just started talking, and then it was about a bleary-eyed, it was this, and then the first two sentences rhymed, and then she was already like 3 sentences in before you realized she was reciting a poem, and then it lasted for another few couplets. And in the beginning, it was about a bleary-eyed man with red eyes. Oh, sometimes the dreams aren't as good when you tell them to people. But and it was like 4 or 5 quatrains, and at the end, the lady had no clothes, and it was funny somehow. And that was when I woke up. But the fun thing that I remembered was how my dream friend could start reciting a poem in a conversation, and none of us knew it was a poem until it was almost done. And then it was just kind of enfolded in the conversation, like art in life. Art in life. This is the thing, and also like when I woke up, it was almost like if one had better, I almost, maybe if I was more linguistically Mozart-like, I could have remembered every single word, because every single word was there. It was kind of like, I've had some of those songs in dreams too, and I've kind of written some. Here we are, butterfly. I've written a few. These are these. Oh. Oh. Ah. Did you see him? Did you see him? Did you see him? The butterflies. I think these are the they look a little bit like monarchs, but they're quite different from monarchs, but in that range. And they come hanging around. Oh, so I was saying about the dream songwriting. So I've kind of written a few songs kind of based, you could say, loosely, or like maybe there's one certain phrase or a couple lines, but they're more honestly kind of extrapolations, like that was kind of a seed for a song, but not in that way where every single line was exactly in the dream
which some people claim the pine cones are falling down. Like there's that one Towns Van Zandt song. That's what he says. That it was a codeine dream. He was on a codeine dream, and he remembered it exactly. Maybe that it's kind of because probably I could imagine there's certain different kinds of chemical arrangements that could work for that when you're already slipping slowly half into the dream, out of the dream, into the dream, into the Penchak. We're back in the Penchak. We've got the guitar. We're gonna bring the Golden Key guitar. We are going to. I had a book. Oh, I've got some books in here. Let's read something. I'm not totally prepared today, so we can't hear from Edgar, but we can have a word for the day. Let's have a word for the day. Lovelock. A lock of hair hanging separately. So that's like when you cut off a lock of your hair and give it to someone. That's the word of the day from the Dictionary of the Strange, Curious, and Lovely. We've got, so I went to a real bookstore this week. I went to, it's called Zephyr Books. Down in Wairika. That was entertaining. I had to I was looking around for coffee, and they had coffee, and I found this book that, I'm trying to remember who had this, but I knew someone that had this book, California Ghost Towns by Lambert Florin. And I saw it, and I must have been vaguely envious about this book. I think I saw it and thought it was pretty interesting. And this was hanging out, and it was only $5.95, and I thought, what a deal. So this was from the 1971 Mormon Bar, Murphy's Camp, Nevada City. Nevada City. Was that a ghost town in the 70s? Nevada City is not a ghost town anymore. So things change. But what about, is there anything that's interesting in here? Columbia, Calico, Ballarat, Auburn, Angels Camp. Whiskey Town. 126, Whiskey Town. Right. Weaverville, Whiskey Town. A miner could do without tears. He wanted no part of them unless they were tears of joy at finding a rich pocket of gold. But when a mule fell off a rocky cliff, and with the mule went 2 kegs of whiskey, slam banging down the rocky slope to end up at the bottom smashed into smithereens, the precious liquid dissipated into a stream. Well, what could a poor miner do but cry? This is what happened in the mountains between Redding and the Pacific Ocean in general. The Trinity River country of Northern California. And when one miner sobbed, "This is sure one hell of a Whiskey Creek now," the stream was called Whiskey Creek, and the miners revered the memory of the lost hooch by naming the camp Whiskey Town. Old Rock Jail in Whiskey Town was stoutly built but couldn't resist modern bulldozers, which cleared ground to be covered by waters of New Lake. Still standing when author-artist Muriel Sibel Wall took this photo. It was gone in 1963. So, I thought that'd be interesting to know some of the ghost towns. Oh, that's a nice song. I'm sure your dreams are better. I used to write down more dreams, and I think they do get better the more dreams you write down, because the more you think they're important, the more
they come around. And I think my point is that I haven't been always awfully organized in my life. That's something think is a lifelong learning process to become better organized. I haven't been quite fully domesticated yet, but I write less things down in general. I think I used to write a lot of things. I have got boxes of journals I'm interested to go back and look at those one day, but in fact, I rarely have, or mostly never, and things pile up and you wonder how they can. So anyways, I think there's some certain organizing in the brain that sometimes happens before and I edit myself. Maybe unfortunately, could be nice. That's true. They're better in your mind a lot of times. You look back and you're like, what is that? But uh the point of sometimes the point of writing anything down is that you can remember the whole thing even after years of even after long years, and you just have some little few words. Oh, what's happening? The sands of time. The sands of time are running. And so even these little words can help one remember the whole vibe of the dream. Amazing that. So, we'll play a little goodbye song here. If I can find something to hold the phone up. Come on. Oh. I've got it. I've got, one could almost say, dozens of tripods now. I can't help, but somehow they're not always there when you need them, or they are slippery and broken or whatever. Here's a little one. We'll put this on a new shelf here. Sure we're in tune. So, yeah, I've been spending my time getting ready for middle spring and organized, getting prepared for the spring cleaning, which was really fun, but I was a bit overzealous in my going forth, imagining that we were in the warmest of all warmest seasons. Yeah, I think this one's gonna work. So, so now I'm at the perfect in-between springtime. I can close up my little hovel up there and get it warm as long as I've got a propane tank filled. I don't expect that I'm gonna be using that much of it either. I would guess that one of those tanks might last me the rest of the time I need it. I think it's only gonna be another couple weeks. But who's to say? By now in the afternoon, it's nicely cool down here in the bottom, warm upstairs. So I have my options. I can work here, and it's not warm. I want to show you this other book I got for a friend. So I got a couple Got a couple other books. Oh, and look, this is just in case I don't know where I'm at. Can always remember I'm at the Loon Music Laboratorium. If I just suddenly think, who am I? What's going on? I can see the sign. And I'll remember where I am. All right, everyone, thank you. That you still remember the song Dreams in Your Head when you wake up. And do you get to record them? Can you write them down? The vibe of the dream lingers the whole day. Yeah, I think that helps to write. Because I think I wrote it down at like, this was at 4 in the morning. Because I had my little mid of night time, which was nice because I could warm up my space. Normally, the last few days it wasn't so nice in the middle of the night. I was just hiding under the blankets. Under the blankets. All right, thanks for stopping in on my... Oh yes, it's fun to remember songs too, from that you hear from from other, or sometimes it's kind of in between, like it's some song that you know, but then it was different somehow. Maybe you thought that there was something else there. All right, it's been a Wednesday. It's still a Wednesday. It's gonna continue to be Wednesday for several more hours, and I didn't realize that until about an hour ago, but now I know it's Wednesday, and thanks for stopping in and to get to see my semi-organizational capacities here. It's nice to get to show that off once in a while, and to play some old songs. You fall athwart the bare boughs, crouch before the ashes of the faded year. My mistress of the revels in the throes of the birthing hour, underneath the broad arches of heaven. But freedom is a double-edged knife. You take me again, bring me to you in this life. And freedom is a double-edged knife. You return again, bearing lank limbs, lavish sacrifice. Vast in the nether reach, celestial watercourses unlocked, bound in a billowing sheath, overflowing frolic ornament. But freedom is a double-edged knife. I take you again, bearing lank limbs, lavish sacrifice. Freedom is a double-edged knife. I return again, bring you to me in this life. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Time. Time to say goodbye. Time to press that button. I'll keep trying to press the button. Is it gonna work this time? No. The end button's not working. I'm trying to say goodbye. Gotta say goodbye. Sometimes you gotta say goodbye. Wait. Wait a minute. Now that it was so hard for me to say goodbye, I wanted to mention the beginning song. Does anyone know what the beginning song is? What was the beginning song? Anyone remember that? Second album from... I'll just let you guess. Bye-bye.